I don't see an issue with the fact that they're not being paid as much. I get it. Like, I understand that they're not being paid, but like at the end of the day, they're just as replaceable for the most part, aside from like your Christian McCaffreys of the world.
I don't know what events we have going on. I can't figure out time change. I'm like, am I betting on something that happened? We thought of this idea, drafting the best times to bet on sports. Welcome to Gamblin and Ramblin, a weekly show where we react and rant about the week in sports betting. I'm Tim Kalinowski. That guy over there is Charlie DiSturco. You can follow us both on the Action app, Action YouTube channel, Action Network HQ on TikTok and Twitter. It is July 25th. Not really quite sure what day of the week it is. That's the good part of summer. I almost missed the recording of this because I don't know if it's a Tuesday or it's a Wednesday. People on vacation. Everyone's got to do the stupid, palm tree emoji on Slack. But Charlie, how you doing?
Hey, I'm just back from that palm tree on Slack, back from vacation, ready to talk some sports, get ready for the football season. It's rapidly approaching, way faster than I thought.
Yeah, I don't do vacation. I don't do the palm tree. It's summer is already slow in the sports gambling field. So it's like when you throw the palm tree, it's like you couldn't stick around and do a little work and then just head out early. Like you really had to a full week. You need.
I mean, listen, our producer Hutton was out on the beach today. I had to push back the recording, so he's doing it right. He's the one without the emoji. The underline, yeah. You just gotta get it out of them, right? Like you're going to play tennis today at 3 o'clock. Like you can just take some leaves of absence.
Yeah, and then it started thunderstorming. So now we're here. Sports is you can only talk about the MLB so many times. You can only talk about the Orioles so many times. Ellie De La Cruz. It really is. There isn't. Welcome to Gamblin Ramblin. There isn't anything to talk about. But running backs are doing something or not doing much. What do you think of that situation?
Well, I mean, listen, it's a story that's been an issue for years now. It's are running backs underpaid or overpaid? And that's the thing is there are a plethora of running backs in
plethora. No, they say never make fun of someone for mispronouncing a word because that means they learned it by reading it.
Yeah. Learned it by. No, it's plethora. Okay. It
is, but you get what I'm saying?
All right, ready? I'm gonna yeah, I got it. Let me just all right. We got a oh god, now you're gonna mess. All right. There's a I'm just gonna keep going. There's a lot of running backs in the NFL, and the issue is that there's so many ones that can be productive because for the most part, there's only a few game-changing running backs that fit a system. So paying one and paying them 15 to 20 million a year when they get hit so often and overused doesn't make sense. And that starts this whole debacle that's happening right now where running backs are on a Zoom meeting, like me, you, and Hutton right now are on a Zoom meeting having our call. You know what? They're on a Zoom meeting crying about not being paid enough, even though they're still getting paid $10 to $12 million a year. I don't see an issue with the fact that they're not being paid as much. I get it. Like, I understand that they're not being paid, but like at the end of the day, they're just as replaceable for the most part, aside from like your Christian McCaffreys of the world. Yeah,
they're having their own constitutional convention, and it's funny because like you don't even need to say, everyone already knows it. Anyone that pays half attention to the NFL knows, because your team likely has had some sort of, in the last 10 years, some sort of committee and some sort of guy who came out of nowhere and was really good. What irritated me the most, and I'm fully down for guys wanting to get the bag and wanting to get paid, by all means, it's like, that's your role. That's your job. You want to make money, of course. But my only thing was, I found it a little bit hypocritical, especially with the whole Austin Eckler situation, with how outspoken he was, where he was an undrafted free agent who, in my opinion, got his opportunity because the Chargers didn't want to pay Melvin Gordon. And it's like, dude, you basically made like the biggest success story of being an undrafted player and made money that undrafted guys could only dream of because of the system. And it's okay if like, hey, I want to change it for those Melvin Gordon days. It's like, but dude, remember how you got your start, right?
Yeah, and it's also like, and you look at that situation, right? Like he got put in because they didn't want to pay Melvin Gordon. And there's a long list of running backs. Le'Veon Bell held out the year. We see how bad that went for him. He could have easily made an extra $10-ish million. What's confusing for me, or I guess the issue that I have with this whole thing is like, I understand you want to get paid. And I think the biggest concern revolves around the whole franchise tag, that they just franchise tag him. They can use him an extra year, run him into the ground. And then all of a sudden, if he suffers an injury or is overused so much, the production goes down. That is where I understand the anger with running backs, right? Like Saquon Barkley wants to get paid. He doesn't want to have to play this year, stay healthy, not suffer any severe injury, and then get paid again in the offseason if he doesn't get double franchise tag and whatnot. But the issue is, and this is what we've seen, like there's so many undrafted running backs that can make an impact. There are so many guys that are drafted in the 3rd to 7th round that can make an impact, because at the end of the day, there's only so many game changers. And like we've seen with Derrick Henry, even like as good as he's been, and when he had that insane season 2 years ago, your production still does drop off at some capacity after being used so much. And they're one of a kind. And it's hard to give them a long-term deal with a lot of money because of that.
Yeah, no, that's just the nature of the situation. There are more capable running backs out there than there are spots. So that makes them, disposable almost. And it's unfortunate for them. And again, I don't blame you for wanting more job security. I don't blame you, but their points are really easy to understand and debunk for like all types of like football fans. It's very easy. A casual can really understand this conversation and say, hey, well, that's not entirely true.
Right. And listen, they're not going to get paid as much as a quarterback or a top tier receiver, but it's understandable considering that there's so many few elite of the elite in that area. But then you see guys that come in every single year and absolutely dominate. And then you see a bunch of guys every single year suffer severe injuries because they're the ones that are getting hit extremely hard with the concussions, the ACLs. Like you see it a lot more often with them because of how much they're worked. And then you see all these guys that come in undrafted or whatnot and really make an impact. Like even like Bam Knight for the Jets came in and had a good game one day. Like you could pick a guy off the street that was a college athlete that rushed for 2,000 yards and put him in a system. And for the most part, it works.
We could have done a draft right now of like one-off undrafted to 6th round or later running backs that were good. Like we could do a whole exercise. Alfred Morris.
Wasn't Arian Foster also he was also one of those guys? Like there are so many that you can get late. Like you don't have. That's why teams don't draft running backs in the 1st round that much anymore. Like obviously John's different, but.
Yeah, and I will say too, their argument being more job security, or they want to be more job security and they want to be paid more. But it's funny that, like, honestly, their better path to this, it's impossible to really do, would be like, hey, can we get some of the rules that extend careers like quarterbacks do? Like, I mean, again, it's impossible to do, but it's like you're better off petitioning for that, something that would save you your legs, your body, and spare you those miles, than you would be like, hey, can you just pay me more while I just run over all the time?
Here's the thing, that there's 30 running backs in the NFL, right? There's only a finite amount. There are another 200 guys that are semi-capable that would do it and risk playing for only 3 to 4 years, getting paid $1 to $3 million a year. That's
originally Austin Eckler.
Yes, exactly. And it goes back to that beginning. It's like there are these guys that will do anything. It's the same thing as working in sports, right? There are there are hundreds and thousands of people that want to do it. It's hard to do, and it's hard to maintain it because there's such a consistent growth of just everyone wanting to work in sports. Everyone wants to be a running back. There are so many running backs in so little positions. Wide receivers, there's 3, 4, 5 that can play in a game. Quarterbacks, that's a different story because they're the most important player on the field. But that's what's interesting. And if you want to get more money, be like McCaffrey, Eckler, be a dual threat running back. It's learn how to do that a little bit more, and maybe you can prolong your career because now Eckler doesn't get used in the trenches as much as he does in passing situations, which then prolongs his career.
Yeah, essentially, you, me, Hutton, all just like NFL running backs.
Yeah, I don't see any difference. If you put the 3 of us next to the 3 of them,
Yeah.
Other than the fact that Barkley's thighs are probably the size of our chests, but.
We are also NFL running backs. So I think that's That's what we got out of this.
Yeah, that's the Venn diagram, right? It's like working in sports, being an NFL running back, and then there's that little middle ground, and there's like Hutton, Charlie, Tim.
And when you used to be yoked, like you're basically Saquon, you were basically like in the middle of that Venn diagram.
I was more of a tight end, I think, or a wide receiver. I 6'4", the height helps.
Yeah. Well, enough running back talk. Like we said, it's the dog days. We thought of this idea, drafting the best times to bet on sports. Essentially, we left it very open-ended. Best time of the year, best day, best opportunity, best whatever. So we'll go back and forth and draft. And then, we'll each pick 4 of those. And then your last pick is a really bad day or a really or a really overrated day. So you're going to have 4 with 1 at the bottom. That's like the anti.
Yeah. All right. I pull out my notepad here. This back of the Keurig box full of pumpkin spice.
Have we established who's going first?
No. How do you want to do this?
Hutton, can you figure it out?
Should we rock, paper, scissors it on air, live?
Yeah, that won't work.
Rock, paper, scissors, best 3.
That's not going to work.
Well, we're going to do it.
Okay.
Ready?
So it's going to be rock, paper, scissors, shoot.
Yes.
Okay.
All right. Ready? You start it.
Rock, paper, scissors, shoot.
Okay, again.
Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. Rock, paper, scissors, shoot.
Oh, that's one. One for DiSturco.
There's a bit of a delay there.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
All right, Charlie, you go. Now you count. You count.
Yeah, no, you
right,
count.
Ready? Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. See, now Tim got it. All right. Hutton, you have to do it. Hutton, you have to break us. You have to count down.
Should I flip a coin?
No,
No, you have to say rock, paper, scissors, shoot.
I say it. Okay. Rock, paper, scissors, shoot.
Oh, that was delayed.
Nope, not even close.
Where's my challenge flag? Give me a challenge flag.
Not even close. It's not even close.
That's delayed.
Yours was like a half hour late on the first one.
No, it was not. My mind was made up on scissors, bro.
Loser gets first pick, right?
Yeah, that's how it goes. That's the first pick of the draft. Wait, are we doing snake or are we just going alternating?
Alternate.
Yeah.
Okay, Tim, you can start us off.
I'm gonna defer.
After all that, you're gonna defer.
All right. With the first pick in the best gambling time of the year, the college basketball writer selects March Madness. I think at the end of the day, I think that's the greatest time to gamble, and there's nothing better than sitting at a bar and watching 8 screens up at the same time of just different games and having money on all of them.
So you're talking about the tournament.
Yeah, March Madness.
Tournament.
The NCAA tournament.
Yeah, I know, because I want to say conference championships. That's what I have written down for one.
Well, I took the NCAA tournament. So you think the college conference tournament's better than the NCAA tournament?
Yeah, I don't know if I'm drafting that right now, but that's why I'm asking it.
Oh, no, that's still available. I'm taking, well, I took CBB in March, but I said we have to be specific, so I'll do March Madness.
Yeah. Okay. My number 1 overall, or my number 2, my first pick, which is the second overall, I am going to go Kentucky Derby Day. Love Kentucky Derby Day, not just because it's all about betting horses, because I throw a little money on the horses. That day it's early May, so you have NHL playoffs and the Derby right against each other, and I friggin' love that. And it's baseball too. So
huge for me
it's
because I did not have that written down.
Yeah. All
right, I'm gonna go my second pick of the draft, second round. First overall pick of the second round. I'm going with. All right, my second pick. I'm going with the NCAA football bowl week between Christmas and New Year's.
Yeah,
from
that's
Christmas
really good.
to New Year's. I think that's the best time to bet. And if nothing's going on and you're with family, you need something to bet on. Why not like the Cheez-Its Bowl?
Yeah. No, I that's one of my favorite weeks. That's really, really good. Okay. I will go it's tough because you kind of went there, but I'm gonna go conference tournaments.
Okay.
Basketball.
I like both. I mean, I like the every day of the conference tournaments and how it leads up to one thing. The only issue I have is like the penultimate is usually like everyone's tired by then.
No, the problem is you start running out of games. It's such really Thursday-ish is probably the best day, but that is such a like elixir that you just, and then it's like, wait a minute, by Sunday it's like we have 3 games.
They're also the fact that the like lower mid majors run into the like their championships are around the time when like the actual like conference like Power 5 and whatnot are getting underway. It's a nice like season too.
I love it.
Definitely good. All right, my third pick, I'm gonna go with the MLB in October, MLB postseason. You knew it was gonna come. I hate the regular season, but MLB in October is my next.
Yeah. It's certainly not MLB in July.
No, certainly not.
Okay, I am gonna go here. Wild card weekend football.
That's a good one.
I was torn between that and conference championships. Conference championships are better as a sports fan, but wild card weekend, with it being in January and other sports overlapping that as well. It's just the way they do it now. It's so ridiculous, but the fact we get back to back to back to back, all spaced out, it's just enough time to like lose an NFL game and then quickly cap the next one. You rarely get that in the NFL because it's 2 windows really, right? So I appreciate that. It kind of slows down a little bit.
Yeah, that's also like the best. That was also the best when we had the Action Network meetup and everyone was in town for that. So just like having Kerner and Raybon there too, telling you what to do, definitely helpful. All right, my 4th pick, I'm gonna defer to you. No, I'm just kidding. I'm gonna take. Okay, so this is a hard one. I don't love, like, I'm not as good at it, right? But I think that, and it's one of the most fond memories I've had, like the last week and a half of the NBA regular season is a cash cow if you can read into, because this is the time when everyone's sitting their guys, they're getting rested for the playoffs, and you can beat the line by like 5+ points. I remember like multiple guys at Action that I've tailed in which they could predict the game ahead of who was going to play, who was not. And I made easily 10+ units 2 seasons ago. So a memory that will always be fond is like the last week of that NBA regular season.
I appreciate that because that's not on my list because I've never been in on that. So thanks. This year, you get me in on that. That'd be fun.
Yeah. Don't worry. I got you. I'll CC you on the emails.
Yeah. So your list is better from a like fan perspective. Like your list is better from if we post this and someone has to choose, your list is better. But I just care about myself.
Now you're making excuses for yourself because you drafted shit.
No, because like my 4th pick, I'm going
Daytona 500.
Close. The Sunday of Memorial Day weekend. Big for race fans. Indy 500 into the Coke 600. Obviously have other sports being played mixed in there as well. NHL, MLB.
Yeah.
And for race fans, that is like, I guess F1 in the morning too. Yeah. Max Verstappen minus 3,000. So yeah, I guess that's fun too. But yeah, that's why I love it.
Yeah. Hutton's upset that lacrosse didn't get any love. But it's also during Memorial Day, which you forgot to mention.
No, Charlie, we're doing a sports draft.
Oh, that's true. Anyway, I just want to say before we go to the worst time, honorable mention. I want to just like run through a couple. If you have a couple more, just to run off the rest of the list.
Yeah.
All right, WNBA when Sean Kerner says to bet a game.
Yeah.
Golf during a major, and a good UFC and a good UFC pay-per-view. Those were the 3 that I did not have.
Yeah, I'm not a UFC guy, but I would say a big boxing match like Fury, any of those big heavyweight fights. So I'm with you there. I had the first 3 days of MLB before you quit.
The first 3 days of MLB.
The first 3 days of the MLB season until you're totally done
until you're sick and tired of it. And you're like,
until you quit. It's like you're in college. You're like, baseball is on Thursday, 12 o'clock. Let's do it. And then by Sunday, you're like, I fucking quit.
The first week of the MLB and then like the postseason. Like that's
yeah,
that's the only thing that matters.
I would also sprinkle in New Year's Day, with just being so hungover, and also New Year's Eve's an amateur hour holiday anyway. But the real people will floor it on January 1st because that day is so good for sports.
Florida on January. All right, I agree. I think New Year's Day is nothing's better than waking up after New Year's and having the ample amount of sports that are on.
First week of college football too. We didn't mention.
Yeah, week 0 soon.
But I would say week 1's better than week 0.
Oh, week 1. Yeah, Texas Bama this year, so I'm excited for that. Right? I think it's week 1,
yep.
week 2.
LSU, Florida State.
Yeah, gonna be a fun one. All right, so what's your worst? Since I've been first on all my favorites, you got to go first with the worst time.
We know them. We've gone over them. So I have to pick of which one of these I want to use. I'm going to say Super Bowl Sunday.
Interesting.
So overrated.
It is super overrated, but I've made a lot of money the last few years on Super Bowl Sunday. So it's still near and dear to my heart.
I bet like last 3 years, I'd say I've bet over 30 props. I love like the actual like watching you're building the sheet, watching it go down. But I say it's not a great day because one, I make like you get 2 weeks before that game. So my prop sheet's like pretty much good to go by the time like it's Friday before that game.
Right.
So I don't feel like Sunday's the betting day. It's just like, when they happen. And then 2, it's so sad because football's over. I don't understand why people love the Super Bowl so much. I think it's like a funeral. I think it's like a sad, sad day. We sit here and it's like Super Bowl Sunday. It's like, yeah, great. And all you guys aren't watching the Daytona 500 next week. Only me. I'm sitting here sobbing.
Yeah, well, I like the penultimate game. That wouldn't have been my pick. I'm between 2. And I think I'll go with this because it's the one that's been giving me the most issues and the most anger is MLB in like July, like the dog days. And there's no afternoon games and you're just like waiting all day because there's nothing to bet on until 7 o'clock on a weekday night.
So stupid.
Yeah.
There isn't like 20-day games.
Those days where there's not day games and you're just waiting to the nightcap. And it's also baseball, which is just like one of the toughest sports to cap in general. That's my least favorite. The other one, which is my honor, but did not make the cut, was like soccer on like a Saturday morning. Like no one wakes up for that except the Bondo. Like it's useless. Like I wake up, I lose every soccer bet I make. So
I have no time for it. I lose. Yeah, Tim, jump in. Like you'll love it. EPL, coffee, and soccer. And it's like, oh, sweet. I start the day -4 units because you guys fucking suck.
The truth of that statement.
maybe pick me some winners. I'll like the damn thing.
Yeah,
like,
they're like Brentford money line. Every week I pick them, they lose. Like I'm just like,
dude, appreciate the game. I'm like, I'd appreciate the game if I didn't fucking have to incinerate my wallet just to watch it.
Not even just to lose and watch it. You're losing like a game 1-0 or 2-0, and it's an extra time. Like it's like you watch the game for 88 minutes and then lose the game in the 89th minute because a guy scores on the other team, and you're like, I just wasted an hour and a half of my life watching soccer, of which guys just passed it back and forth and flopped on the floor, and then I lost my bet. Like that's the worst.
Over 2.5. There's no goals. We're 85 minutes in, and people are like, I don't know. I've seen crazier things. I'm like, really? Because I haven't at all. I have not one time.
And then you have like the under 2.5, and there's 2 goals in the 90th, and all of a sudden the guy flops in the PK area. They roll it a PK, and they lose in the 98th minute. On like there was 5 minutes of extra time, but we're in the 98th minute because why not? And then they score.
I'm such a sucker too. Like I love to bet both teams to score, and I'm just sitting there. I'm like, how could we not get both teams to score?
Yeah, in those 90 minutes, score a goal. I'm the same way. I'm
like, this is plus money. I'm sitting here, and no one. What?
Yeah, it's like we're betting Fulham to score against Man City, and it's like this is just a disaster.
Oh no! Wake up and watch the EPL. It's like, dude, I'm watching Game Day.
Yeah,
I ain't watching that. No, like, Oh, it's on Peacock. Yeah, that's another one. Let me figure out how to put Peacock on my TV. I have an account. I don't have an account. Reset password. Double authentication. Face. Let me send you a text. Got a new phone. So the text doesn't send. Let me do your email. I can't get into my email because I forget my password to my email because it's in my old phone. It's just like, drives you up a wall.
Also, you just use like streams or something, or borrow someone else's Peacock.
I don't borrow. I don't this. I want all my own stuff. I don't want to be indebted to anyone's stream. I don't want to be blamed if other bad things get watched.
They should pay you for your Peacock subscription so you can watch soccer lose. Like if you're gonna lose all your bets anyway, you should get a free subscription.
I know. I have a friend who has actually said he would do that for me.
And you'd still say no. Free subscription, no thanks.
Yeah, that's cool. No, thank you.
It's not worth waking up at 8 a.m. to watch your bets lose. And nothing's worse than like if I sleep until 9 and I wake up and I just like look at my phone and it's like halftime. It's like they're already down 1-0. I'm like, all right, going right back to bed. Like it's over.
There's something like extra sickening about setting your alarm to lose a bet.
Sometimes I set an alarm like for like halftime, so I'll just wake up, I'll see how my bet's doing, and then I'll just go right back to bed because I'm like, oh, it's over.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I had the under. They decided this game to score 40 goals when I had the under.
Yeah, and then you watch an over and they don't score ever.
Yeah. Other than that, we love soccer.
Yeah, soccer. Oh yeah, football.
I also have down here the Olympics. A lot of people like to bet the Olympics. Olympics are like impossible to bet. I don't know what events we have going on. I can't figure out time change. I'm like, am I betting on something that happened? Is this in 3 days from now?
You're betting on toboggan and they're like, the race happened 2 days ago. You're like, it said 12 p.m.
I go to bet swimming and I'm like, I thought it was on at 7:30 prime time. They're like, Tim, it's in Hong Kong. How could this be on at 7:30? I'm like, I don't see any Ryan Lochte overs on my book.
Yeah, the only thing I'll bet in like Olympics is like it's hockey.
Yeah. And speaking of hockey, other bad one. An NHL game that goes to overtime.
Yeah, oh yeah. By far that was my other one, but I was like, that's too specific for me. But I mean, if we're just gonna talk about it, like if the game goes to overtime, you're losing your bet.
Any NHL game that goes to overtime, or any college basketball underdog that goes to overtime.
Oh yeah.
Also cooked.
Yeah.
Also just light the ticket on fire. You're done. Go to bed.
Yeah. I'm trying. Oh, yeah. I mean, this is another specific moment, but college basketball, when your team's down 7, you have plus 8.5.
Yeah.
And they foul with 10 seconds left. It's like the game's over, buddy. Let them dribble the ball out. You know, like dribble the ball out.
College basketball when you don't get CLV. Also not fun.
Yeah. I mean, listen, Tim. Well, I'm gonna teach you how to do that this year. Don't worry.
Sunday night football when you went 0-8 during the day.
Or Thursday night football in general.
Yeah. That's really bad. I would say, really bad is Friday night during the college football season when they like have one game on Friday night and you're like, this would be a great time to slide some things in here. Yeah.
Or maybe, because then especially like once baseball's over too and it's like November and you're like, there's one game on. I
always go to like I used to walk to like the local high school football game on Friday night and I'm just like, there's really no spread. Really?
I said I'm gonna be the dad that sets the little league lines because I'm gonna need time. I mean, I'm not gonna just go to watch my kid. Like I gotta see some home run props.
I'm like, dude, that Cronin kid, the running back, his over/under would have to be 238 yards. Like,
because in high school they don't run. I mean, they don't pass the football. What about just like the NBA?
Oh yeah, I mean, watching NBA
playoffs, regular season, except for that last week. Like the playoffs, not fun. The regular season until that last week, I mean, who the hell knows?
Thinking about the NBA, talking about the
golf
NBA.
On like a random Thursday. That's not.
Oh, I'll tell you what. I hate betting non-major golf because I literally get sickened when I watch some no-name on Friday afternoon and my buddy's like, yeah, throw on the golf. I'm like, this guy is 39 under and it's Friday. What are we doing? That to me, that's so fun.
Yeah. Yep. And you see, guys you never heard of are winning the thing over like the good guys. Yeah.
I don't like that. Yeah. The good guys should win and the guys that I bet on.
Yeah. The guys I bet on should always win, but they don't.
Well, I thought we killed it. Oh, do we have a degenerate moment of the week? So to put you on the spot.
I was streaming. I was refreshing a game while I was on a flight, if that counts. I'm just sitting there refreshing the game, like watching the Reds Brewers, like hoping that they kept winning because I had the Reds money line. They did.
That's just Charlie. That's just life. That's just.
Yeah, I don't have any. I'm taking a couple days off, or at least today off, because it's been the worst cold streak of my life. So yeah, since All-Star break, I've been railed.
I will say there is something about there is something about I love to bet I bet NASCAR Xfinity and Truck Series. And those are like Friday and Saturday. And there's something about being on my friend's boat and I have to put the AirPod in because they won't let me put it on the radio. I'm having to sweat out a truck race bet on Saturday afternoon. That's a certain level.
Yeah, I haven't been a degen recently. I got to get back into it. I mean, I need football to come because like football,
yeah, it's hard.
It's when you degen the hell out, you know.
This is where you test the true degens.
Yeah, I mean, betting on baseball is just a degen moment of the week too. Betting on baseball at 12:10 p.m. Eastern time.
Yeah, just looking back at your MLB last month and crying. That's my degenerate moment.
That's that. I mean, listen, I almost did that last night.
Well, I thought we did a good job. I thought it was a great episode. I thought we passed the time very well. Just shows you can find a way to talk about sports even in the dog days. It's raining now. Can't play tennis. Hope you enjoy. Hope Hutton. Hope you get back to the beach, brother.
It's raining out in New York, so.
Oh, is it really? Oh,
yeah.
It's such a nice place. I'm shocked. Well, you can follow you on Twitter in the Action app at Charlie DiSturco. You can follow me as well. Enjoy, everybody. Have a wonderful rest of your week. When you're going to blink, it's going to be August. And August means Hall of Fame game, means your fantasy draft. It means college football. We're getting there. Have a good weekend, everyone.
Jets, Jets, Jets.